Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing again the sketching tools and the remaining portion of the sketching tools and the also modification tools. So by clicking on the part icon, we have entered the part editing environment, and again selecting on top plane and clicking on sketching, we have entered the editing environment. So now we have discussed line, rectangle, arc, circle. The remaining are slot, fillets, ellipse, and spline. Polygon had also been discussed before. Now let's discuss what the slot is. There are four types of slot. First is 2-point slot. Second is center to center point straight slot. Third is 3-point arc slot. Fourth is center point arc slot. So first let's discuss what is straight slot. In straight slot, we have to click 2 points to get our slots, 1 point and the second point. Now this is, and now we will define the radius of how thick we want this slot. This is we got this slot. Now for the second option, we have to again press 2 points, but the difference is that this won't be the edge to edge, this will be the center to edge. Center point, 1 point and the second. Now this is a slot again. Third is curved slot, which is basically a 3-point arc slot. 1 point, second point, and the third point will decide the how curved we want. And this is what a third 3-point slot. Now the last is center, 1 point and the 2 point. This is what a slot. So most useful here is a straight slot and a center point slot. Arc slot are used very less. Depends on the use and on the part. So by selecting all, I will press right and I will click on delete. Let me show you one thing again. I will be designing the 2-point slot, 1, 2 and radius, and I will select take here, and by selecting the slot I will right click, and we here have the option of the explode slot, it adds segment on track, where I will select explode slot. Explode slot means that when I drag the mouse, the all lines become solidish, means everything has been selected. I have just pressed one click and all the lines have been selected. Because they are one part now. So by selecting all, I will click right and explode on slot. Now if I do this, only one line is being selected. Every line is separate now. So I will select again, I will right click, I will delete this file. Now next is spline and the elliptical part. First let's do the ellipse. By clicking on the ellipse and I clicking on here, we have to decide the diameter of 1 point, and now we will decide how thick we want the ellipse. That is basically second point. So by clicking on escape, we get 4 points, 1, 2, 3 and the 4 here. So by using relation, we can see that these lines are not on the same line. So by selecting these 2 points and the center point also, I will click on make horizontal relation. Now we will have a oval shape, an elliptical shape we can say. We can drag up and down. Since this is undefined, let's, for better understanding, let's define this ellipse. I will click on both points. By clicking on smart dimension, I will click on both points and I will click here. I will get dimension. I will set it to suppose 60 and I will edge to edge on front. I will select the dimension of 200, let's say. Now we can see one bottom here that the sketch is fully defined. So and if we want that this sketch is a closed sketch, and we can see that sketch is closed because inside is now colored. And sorry, I forgot to tell you one thing, that you can change the background. Default is 3-point faded. You can set to plain white, you can set to backdrop, you can set to source spotlight, and multiple. Best is to use 3 plain white and the 3-point default. So I have set it as a plain white, and we can also change our settings to real view, graphics, shaded, oblique, perspective, cartoon. They are not much of a used in the sketching designing. This does not affect the designing process. So we have one more thing to show you. When the sketch is fully defined, we get here sketch 1 and we don't get anything besides it. No minus, no plus. And we can also rename the sketch by right clicking and going to the rename item. Let's type here ellipse. And let's take one more plane here in front. And again I will do ellipse by clicking on center and clicking on here. Second point, but I will not take the depth as before. And since I have not give any dimension and any relation, the ellipse currently is blue, and on the sketch here we have a minus sign now. By exiting the sketch and clicking on this, we have the sketch 2 but with the minus sign, which it is not defined. It does not affect our designing process, but it's better to fully define the sketch. It is a professional way. So now let's shift to the isometric view by clicking on this. The easiest way to move toward these change planes, you have to use the mouse very brilliantly. So by clicking right, and you get to see here the plane now. This is a very quick and short way to do this. So currently we have a 4 plane here. We can change it to 8 by going to setting. Sorry, not here. By going to customize and by going to mouse gestures. Currently it has been to 4 gestures. I will change it to 8. 8 is best. We can also do 12, but 12 will become very hectic. So let's change it to 8. I click on OK. Now we have isometric also on the right. So by clicking and holding right, and up we have isometric. By clicking right and dragging mouse upwards, we get a top plane, and we get a down plane, we get a left plane, we get a right plane. With practice we will get used to it. And same for the sketching. When we are in sketching, we want to draw a line. I will hold right. Now we have here a short quick way to select the line, circle, rectangle. By dragging the mouse to the left, the line can be selected quickly. To give dimension, I will hold the right button on mouse and drag mouse upwards. Now the dimension is selected now. So exiting the sketch, so we have discussed the elliptical part now, arc part, polygons, slots, rectangles, lines, circles. Now what's left is spline part. So by clicking on spline, it says that you haven't selected a plane. Sorry, I haven't selected a plane. So I will select here for now front plane. I will click on spline. You have entered the editing mode without clicking on the sketch. That is also a shortcut key. So now I don't want to see this line, so I will select both sketches. I will right click, I will click on height. Now it is again plane. Sorry, height and height. Okay, so now we can start designing. By clicking on spline, we get here the 3 sections: style spline, equation driven spline. Mostly used is spline. These two are used very relatively less. So by clicking on spline, we can do any anything. This is also called polyline. So one point it makes it curve, second point, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. We can create complex shapes from here. We can create random shapes from here which cannot be collected, designed with the help of a line, circle, other tools, etc. So I have selected this part. So after selecting this, we get at every points the arrows by scrolling and zooming. We get here at this point, this line, this point, at this line. So this line is also helpful in changing the point direction. We can change the degrees. We can add relations here. As you can see, it shows in here relation. If I select horizontal, the line currently is in angle. By clicking horizontal, the line becomes horizontal. And by clicking on existing relation, right clicking and delete. If I select vertical, the line becomes vertical. So I want to drag this point line length. I will do this. It will become lengthen, and if I drag it backward, the length becomes short. So this is what a spline can do. So again hiding, and again clicking on front plane and sketching. Now we have again entered the editing mode. Now I will show you how trim, convert and offset entities work. So let's starting with the trim entities. I will take the rectangles, two, one here and the one here, and I will select line now. I will meet the line here. I will do this. Now I want to make a 3D box in sketching mode. So to do this, I have to delete this line from bottom, this line from here, this line. So I will select on trim entities. I will end this. I will end this. I will end this. So this helps me to make a 3D design. So trim entities basically trims the next uh, extended part after the meeting the other line. So since this line is not now extending further, so it cannot be trimmed. If I trim this line, the whole line will be cut. Again, if I do Control Z, we have 4 lines. So let's take this line. If I trim from here, so only this line will be cut because this line is intersecting this and this portion will remain. If I trim from this side, this portion will be cut because the line again intersects this line at this point. So this length of the line becomes independent after trimming. So selecting on trim and dragging the mouse here, by clicking we get this. So by clicking on this, since it is not extended after this point, this whole line will be trimmed. This is extended before after the intersection, so this portion will remain there. So the again next are the most useful is power trim. The other are also available, that is corner trim. Let's see if corner trim can be done here. No, it cannot be. Okay, because the line is not extending after the meeting point. So let's say we again Control Z, and let's say this line is being deleted. Now let's say this and this. So I will now select on trim corner and I will do this. So since after selecting 2 points the corner has been formed, the line selected are now remains and the other line has been deleted. So again Control Z. Now I want this line to remain and this line to end. So corner will be made. So this corner I need and this corner I need. The above line is not trimmed. So again Control Z and the third portion trim away inside. Let's see what it can do. This sorry, trim to the closest. If I select this line is cutted. This line is cut, now this cut, this cut. So there is no need to now drag the mouse, just clicking on the line will make the line to be trimmed. So the remaining two, which is trim away inside, trim away outside, will work if we have the two lines and the one line is crossing them both. So let's take this, deleting this, by deleting this line I will again draw one line here straight. So as we can see, this is the two lines are meeting, but the one line is which is coincident indent to 1 and 2, these both lines. So now I want to delete this inside face, so I will click on trim away inside. I will click here, I will click here, and I will click here. Sorry, I selected first this, so these both lines, this make this line disappear. So again Control Z. So these are my main lines. Now I want to trim away inside this portion, so this one will be trimmed, so like this. Now Control Z. Now I want to this line to be remain, but outside to be disappear. So I will again select this line and I will click on this, so outside now it disappears. So this is what trim how works. Now hiding the sketch, clicking on front plane, and I will let you see how the convert entities work. Let's say we have a triangle this. Now I have given the dimension here is 20 to 10. Okay, now I exit the sketch, I again click on front plane, I again want to make the rectangle, and I have hide the sketch. I will click again here, and here I will select 20, I will select 10. Now we have two same rectangles now, but the easier way to do so is sketch is shown here by selecting the sketch. By selecting the sketch either, or you can select the any lines here. And clicking convert entities, we get the line here. And if we change the length in the previous part, so let me hide first this. So now this is what we have. But if we change the length here 20 to 30 and exit back, the next sketch line also extends. So this is what very handy to convert entities. So now I will discuss offset entities. So deleting all sketch and using ellipse. Yes to all. So in ellipse we designed this, and I want to make one more ellipse, but I want it to be 2 mm apart from the previous ellipse. So I will again select the center and the second point here and this, and you traditional method is to give dimensions like this. I want this to be 2 mm, I want this point to again to be 2 mm, and since it is concentric, so left part and lower part is also changed. So currently it is showing 100 because I have not defined the relation, and if I drag it, we as you can see the portion is again not fixed. So I will select on top plane, and clicking on these 3 lines, 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and clicking on horizontal. Now the sketch has been fully defined. So it took us some time to do this, but there is a very easy way to do so. So by exiting the sketch, again clicking on top plane and showing this, I will click just on this ellipse from the previous and click on offset, and I will write 2 mm, and I will do the reverse. Now we have the exact same rectangle here, which ellipse here, which took us some minutes to do so. Now it is done in 2 seconds. It is a very handy tool. You can also select this sketch which has already been offsetted from the previous sketch, and by clicking on this sketch and clicking offset and again reverse and clicking on take, we have again this. Now again I am doing this, reverse this. Sorry, it shows that we can't do that anymore because of the distance. Let me try again. No, it cannot be done again. So again clicking on here, now we can do in previous. So this is what the offset entity can do. Now let's talk about mirror. By clicking on front plane, I will hide the previous two planes. Now for the front mirror, we have to sketch the one item. Let's say we have a live will design the straight line. Let's write B. For B, I have to use a 3-point arc, one to send the center, two, and here. Now I want, since on B the circle is also in the bottom, so to make sure the circle is in bottom, I have selected the midpoint here as the end point of this. But I also want to this circle to not extend beyond this line. So to make sure this line does not enter in a 3D model, we take our option for construction here to make sure this does not add in the features tab. So I will just do this, that this line and this line is tangent. Now you can see, that this line is not exceeding this. So to again draw the 3R point, one method is this, but second method is by clicking on this arc and clicking on mirror. It shows dialog box here that entities to mirror. I have selected the mirror arc, sorry, here, and mirror about. I will select the line here. So this is what the line, and now it is designed here. So we have this. Now we also want this to be on the other side. I will again draw the line. I will again go to mirror. It says that select the entities. I will select these two, these three, and in the mirror about I will select this line and clicking on tick. We have B here too. So the good thing here is if I drag this backward, the mirror part also drags backward. So this is what a mirror entity can do. So this is what it's all about: the mirror entities, offset, convert, trim, and the remaining tools. In the next lecture, we will discuss the remaining portion of the sketch tools. So thank you for watching this video.